Hello, I'm playing Aether and Iron, and now I have 3 people party, and this newcomer will use light weapons and Crest is a healer. Sophie used light weapon, so maybe it is time to specialize Gia into AoE damage dealer, but to use AoE weapons I have to buy one more AoE weapon, and this front slot is not so good because if I kill someone in front of me, its debris will hit me and deal 4 damage onto me. So front weapon slot is not so good. If I have access to buy truck, its weapon slot is on left and right. I think that will be better, even though Fan has one more armor slot. Anyway, I have to buy a heavy weapon here. I checked shop items available now. Yes, let's check heavy weapons. But before buy something, I have to repair my vehicles. But we don't need to repair here because it'll take some dollars. I'll go back to my base because I'll buy heavy weapon here. And repair. In my home base, I don't spend money to repair my vehicles. I spend only scraps. Oh, Sophie's here.
Giovanna?
You used to be like Winnie and Jenna, right? So how'd you end up with the does?
Through the usual means, really. Abandon a child, leave her to fend for herself, and if she's very clever, very tough, or very anything, she might get an invitation to one of Mom's schools.
Somehow, I doubt that's all there was. You weren't just interested in those two because you liked them. They had something special. She slowly smiles, as pleased as a magician pulling back their curtain on some years-old trick.
There are a lot of young couriers in the city. If you wear the right outfit and say the right things, anyone could be persuaded to give you what you ask for.
Knowing you, that must have worked out pretty nicely.
Beautifully. I got a new coat, a bolt of silk, and a doe's button before they tracked me down. Fortunately, the doe was in need of a recruit, and I was in need of new opportunities. Until next time.
I'll buy my heavy weapon here.
The bartender here at Spritzen.
We have a very
Show me what you've got.
Because these two weapons attack 4 directions from myself. So even though I throw these weapons onto front slots, these will attack 4 directions anyway. So for fan, I think they can be better options between these two. This one pulls enemy and this one pushes enemies. And I tested this one. When I pull enemies will collide onto me, so damage myself also. And this one uses 5 AP and deals 2 damage, but this one uses 1 less AP and deals 1 more damage. Weight is same. Weights are 4, both of them. So even though gathering enemies can be beneficial, I don't like to be collided by enemies when I attack enemies, so I buy this one. For my fan. Okay, let's go back to my base. I have to pass this port anyway.
What do you need?
Oh. More dialogues are
Look, Cress, about what happened at Pandemonium.
unlocked.
If you're about to apologize, save it. I don't want to hear from you. Dreamland's never been kind to Aetherians. Only got worse after that damn fire.
Amateur sleuths and tabloids alike have thrown around answers to the Pandemonium fire like it's a game of pitchpenny. A vengeful Aetherian might have only been one of them, but it had still left a mark.
See you soon.
Then Sophie will use this Zapper because Zapper has 3 weapon slots, and Gia will use fan. Before I drop Coupe, I have to drop items into here so that they cannot be lost. Items can be lost sometimes, I think. This will be okay. Coupe has only 2 weapon slots, but Zapper has 3 weapon slots, so I gave Zapper to Sophie. And I was using shotgun for Zia just because it's good to be close to enemies with Gia. But in case of Sophie, she don't need to be closer to enemies, so I'd rather equip machine guns. Yeah, but weight limit. If I equip machine guns, I have to give up my armor and Sophie needs jumping repulsors because she does not have this skill. She doesn't have this skill. She learned this skill instead of this skill, so I'll keep jump repulsor. Jumping repulsors onto Sophie's car. Oh, this one increased weight limit. Yes, overweighted. Something is not okay. Maybe this light armor just disappeared. Oh, there was a Beijing armor here and it has been disappeared. In this case, I have to reload. Yes, sometimes items disappear. And I cannot equip storage compartment. If I upgrade these shotguns into machine guns, but firepower is better than these parts. Okay, now I cannot equip any armor or storage slot. This is just 2 more health. And this machine gun means higher damage per turn, so I just use machine gun. And I'll equip my Repulsor Nova here. And I have quite high weight allowance here, 28. Flatbed is only 19. So I take this compartment from flatbed. And I can equip more armors. Oh. Maybe I can buy and equip resistance armors rather than just more health. After I change this one into 4 AP repulsors, I think I saw 4 AP repulsors somewhere. Now I have quite large storage. And I have only $107. That will be not enough to buy more armor. And let's check dialogues. Oh. Free Nitro Repulsor. Thank you, Nelly.
How's everything going down here?
It's...
Doesn't sound like it.
I love my work, Gia. Almost everything about it. But sometimes I just wanna... I don't know. I've been staring at these...
I offer Nellie a vacant What?
That would have killed back at the lab.
Nellie slumps over her desk, her hands almost melting into the surface. She's exhausted, and not hiding it well. I don't know what she's working on, but I know it's important. But working tired is a good way to make critical mistakes. Nellie needs a break. Hey, kid. Get rid of the frown and come on. You ever been to the circus?
The circus? We're going? What should I bring? What does someone bring to a circus? Peanuts, I think? I don't have any of those. They should have some there, right? Are we going right now?
Are you in the middle of anything important? On her desk, a glass vial bubbles with blue liquid over an open flame. Nellie's eyes follow mine, then her face screws up into what she clearly believes is a convincing poker face.
Oh, nope. Let's go.
Finish up what you're working on and we'll go.
Oh, fine.
Oh, more quest. Maybe here. I see.
How can I help? Let me know.
I have to check dialogues here and there.
Take care now.
Giovanna.
See if anything catches your eye. Don't be a stranger.
Hello. Goodbye for now.
Hello, Gia.
Thought the Undercity League was supposed to be a neutral organization, but here you are, helping to run the underground from the top.
The League is unaware of my affiliation with the Underground, and I'd prefer it stay that way. If, God forbid, I'm discovered, that will allow them to deny culpability.
Still a hell of a risk if you ask me. What's stopping the Barons from deciding the whole League's gotta go? The Aether's pale washed eyes fall on mine, feeling centuries older than his salt-peppered hair would imply.
I've dealt with Barons longer than the Underground. Though the Barons may call us rats, and though they may disparage our contributions, they need someone to keep the peace. Without us, they would be putting themselves at the mercy of hundreds of thousands of Aether's.
I grimace as I place myself in the Baron's shoes. I could get rid of the League, Most Aetheniers would keep us flying, but one might decide to let us drop. That's enough to make me flinch. I've read a little of the Undercity League in the papers. Your name usually comes up with...
It keeps us visible. Though the headlines are not always flattering, they remind the world that Aetheniers exist. They force topsiders to see us as fellow humans, making it easier to get their cooperation.
From what Crest said in White Street, it doesn't sound like every Baron agrees.
Cressa often sees a glass half empty, for good reason. However, wars are not fought with only one weapon. Negotiation is a tool you use for prolonged conflict. And when negotiation fails, the League offers alternatives. Legal aid, financial support, and on the rare occasion, physical solutions.
White Street's in civil war right now. How are the Aetheniers holding up?
Better than others. Although Eli's forces are in conflict, most of the fighting remains topside. However, the lack of leadership makes negotiations precarious.
Surprised there's anyone left to negotiate with. Figured Eli's people would be too busy fighting each other to obey the chain of command.
Certain offices hold more protections than others, such as the scrapyard. It's currently controlled by Randall Pitt. It gives him authority over the supply lines.
We've met. Can't say I walked away wanting a casual chat over drinks.
Neither can I. However, the Aetheniers still need someone to speak on their behalf. They need their supplies, work hours, and well-being looked after, no matter how difficult Pitt makes it. When things calm down, I hope to visit Arkstad again. There's a memorial planned for those lost in Eli's purge, including Alexander and Maria. I'd like to attend if possible.
Because they were fellow Aetheniers? Or because they were part of the underground?
They were more than that. They were good friends, and Arkstad deserves to know that the League stands with them. Cressa shouldn't have to go and mourn alone.
And looks like this underground means no codex about underground.
All right, bye.
Ah, you're back.
How's an uppers movie star go from whining and dining celebs to running a lowers rebellion?
Yes, underground means rebellion.
That's it? You played enough pretend revolution
Not Athenians.
to be one for real?
Why not? I have more than enough money to fund a war chest and the drive to use it. Why not use it to fix this rotten town, eh?
I think he might be the last boss. He has some reason to help these lower life people.
A lot of celebs dabble in philanthropy. They usually stick to dropping donations and running charity balls without needing to step 1 foot in the trenches. I watch as the glib plating flakes off, revealing the fiery resolve underneath.
And what good are those? The system's broken. Might toss it all down the well while I'm at it.
But you're sure fighting the Barons will fix it?
Oh, it's just the start. I look at the people we're helping, and you know who I see. My parents. Good people. Fled to this country to escape violence, only to face the same hatred here. The underground might be small now, but we fight the fight others can't. Better than getting fat off caviar, I say.
So what's the story between you and Sam? I know the Undercity League's got some pull around the city, but I doubt that usually includes movie stars.
Luck, I suppose. Old Iron Hand helped me out of a scrap back in the early days. sorted out some trouble between me and the paupers.
Paupers? What the hell did you do to piss them off?
Needed a spot to hide, I'm afraid. I was running supplies to a budding resistance group when the shooting started. Ducked into an Aether tunnel before they took my head off.
And you got lost. He smiles, as innocent as a wolf idling near a field of sheep.
I'd heard rumors of Aetherians fighting the fight. Bypassing terriers, smuggling resources, rolling back years added to contracts, etc. Thought I'd see if they'd like to chat. Took a few meetings before Ironhand was willing to let slip that he was one of them. After that, we were as close as houses on fire. Till next time.
So I spoke to everyone, and now I have need to repulsors with same AP. Need to repulsors have boost ability, so I'll just equip nitro repulsors. And maybe I can just sell one efficient repulsors. Because I have enough. And this place is for Nelly's quest. Okay, I'll try this later. For now, I'll have Sophie several stores. And this quest says requires only Gia and Sophie. Perhaps that means Cress will leave party temporarily. Let's check.
I round the corner and find myself in the mother of all traffic jams. I strain my neck to see what's causing the gridlock and spot a number of Marm's finest have cordoned off the road ahead. Ma'am, what can I do for you this evening?
Contraband check. We've been losing too much cargo off the docks. Mom sent us out here to keep labor happy.
Have to keep the wheels of commerce turning, I suppose. Dreamland wouldn't be Dreamland without all the international docks have to offer.
It's true what they say, I guess. Money makes the world go round. You can head on through, though. There's only so many hours in the day, and I haven't got time or patience to search everybody.
Folks say if it exists, it's in downtown Exchange. The golden cavern shimmers under the light of 1,000 shops and stalls, manned by a fleet of vendors and back alley cons, and each pays a cut to Marm. Maybe that's why Sophie parks between the two shadiest alleys on the block without a wink of worry. I'm tempted to keep driving, but she waves me over.
Don't be so skittish, darling. Our car thieves have more discerning palates. The ones who don't will have their tastes swiftly corrected.
It's not only criminals giving Sophie and her car a wide berth. One look at her feather cap and I see passers-by pick another street. So what are we doing exactly? You bring me along to help you dangle some sap for their last penny?
Quite the suggestion, but no. We'll be checking in with the community, collecting monthly dues, fielding complaints, the usual.
That's it?
Not every patrol's a trip to the Underline. Oh, but I do have to run an errand for Marm. Don't worry about the details. We'll get to it later.
All right. But the moment it comes up, I'm going to want an explanation.
Of course. You'll know when we get there. We'll start with this neighborhood. Grimscram's owner wants a word. Urshel & Sons has dues. And Air Fisher at the Flying Ace owes me information. How's your acting?
I've talked my way through more than a few scraps.
Excellent.
Why? Soph, why? They say the exchange started as a smuggler's market. One of Marm's first acts as Baron was to transform it into a proper community. Can't say it didn't pay off. People talk about the city's metaphorical underbelly, but this is the real thing. A hidden enclave where Dreamland's vital organs pulse with life. Lines of children scroll near a broken window. How's that for symbolism? These crates are black market fare. They've had all their shipping and customs markers removed. They're also reinforced with metal brackets and dovetail joints to protect something valuable.
Perhaps I have give these items to Sophie. because she is the one with smooth talk check. Or I'll just test whether this one is neat or not. So I acquired this Aether gizmo here. Okay, I'll give this one to Nelly. And these 3 shops are main quest. Before main quest, I'll see Jenna.
You, Miss Sulzer. I mean, hello.
Hello to you too, darling.
Miss Sulzer, hello. Come in, come in. And who's this? Can I get you anything, doll? We got a new radiator and some fresh bits straight from the burrows.
She wants a word.
Lily, darling. This is Giovanna. She's here to take a census of the neighborhood.
Pleasure. We're getting numbers for neighborhood planning. I need your name, age, and occupation.
Oh, well, of course you are. The neighborhood's been a little, how to put it, chaotic lately. But don't let me distract you. Name, Lily Lopez. Occupation, scrap dealer, age. You know what, I'll just write that down.
Thanks. While you're at it, maybe you can fill me in about what's going on around here.
Giovanna's a transfer. Quick as a whip with a pen, but a little out of touch with the ground floor.
Sure thing. So, first thing you should know, write in pencil because Dreamland's expanding fast. Lots of renovations, lots of new islands, lots of people moving in and out. Business is booming.
Looks like you've been in the scrap game for a while.
Since I was knee-high. I've tried a few places, hopped a few islands, a stint with the scrappers, but Dreamland always calls me back.
Thought most scrap dealers preferred setting up in White Street.
Don't go comparing me to those vultures. They got no sense of perspective. You could hand them a nugget of gold, and they'd melt it into bullets. Besides, White Street's not attracting anyone these days. Not after old Eli took the final ferry trip downstairs.
See, you got a full stack of orders. Must be doing pretty well for yourself.
I can barely keep up with the demand. New islands are like sandboxes. Every investor can't wait to plant their mark, and they're all demanding rush orders on parts. And don't get me started on the cleanup. You think they're the ones throwing on gloves and digging through the debris?
Thanks. Anything else I should know?
Ah, well, maybe less for you and more for Miss Seltzer? How do I put this?
Come now, Lily. Don't be shy. You said on the phone you had a few concerns. Something you couldn't leave with my office?
Sure. It's just, Miss Seltzer, you've got Mom's ear. Could you maybe tell her to slow down a little? All this expansion biz is stressing folks out. You know how it is. Not everyone's got somewhere to go.
I'm well aware. How about this? Send me an estimate of how many are missing a roof over their heads, and I'll see what I can do.
Accompanied by the murmur of crowds and the bustle of the exchange, the rumbling could have been a percussion band next door, if it hadn't started to roar.
Tremor.
Sophie pulls me under a shop as the world rolls. I grab the doorframe before the ground throws me into a wall. Shattered windows, straining metal plates, roars from below that threaten to swallow us whole. And then it's over. The door creaks, signaling the return of bustling street. I see resignation, dismay, and anger, but not a look of surprise. Soph, what the hell's going on? Since when does Dreamland get island tremors?
More recently. Ever since Marm... Oh, darling, your jaw. Relax. There won't be another one so soon.
The food stall is a casket. Fish lie out haphazardly, organized by stages of rot. And the shopkeep sits with his book like a mortician in wait of mourners.
Welcome. Tell me, do you know what the catch of the day is?
I scan his setup. Too obvious not to be a front. The walls made of trick paneling, the counter feels hollow when I lean on it, and nothing here is worth his pricey foreign timepiece. Downtown Exchange allows anything with a price tag, so why does he need to hide his stock? How about something off-menu?
Oh? I'll see what's in the bag.
Unfortunately, Herr Fisher, we're not here to shop. Marm has a favor. You see, she loved that little piece you recommended. Do you have any more?
That time already, Miss Seltzer?
I'm afraid so.
Fisher thumbs his book, as though the answers to her questions are hiding in its pages.
There's been a new graffiti artist. Some of the shops started complaining. You best start there.
Sophie simply waves and heads out, pleasant, efficient, and satisfied with a transaction known to only them. I turn the pieces through my head as we round the corner. Is this about that errand Marm has you running?
Would it matter if it was?
That's what I want to know. What's that time again?
If you must know, it's community management. Marm's schools may attract the brightest future rogues in the barony, but she worries about the street children. The ones we don't control.
So what? We're going to lean on a bunch of street kids because Marm's paranoid?
Of course not. They're too short. We'll check in, make sure they're following the rules, and, if needed, educate. No back-wrenching required. Now then, let's go find our graffiti artist.
So, this is the graffiti?
Marks the spot. We used to play that game too.
No? Okay, let's visit this one.
Hi, how can I... Ah, Miss Sulzer! I mean, hello. I have this month's payment here, already counted it twice. Receipts included.
Mr. Herschel, hello. And thank you so much, darling. I can always count on you to be organized.
Gosh, thank you, Miss Sulzer.
Are you occupied?
No, anything for the dose.
Excellent. Mr. Herschel, this is Giovanna, one of my new bookkeepers. I like to get her familiar with our regular revenue streams. Could we borrow your record book?
You're not going to mark it up or anything, are you?
Just a quick check and I'll get out of your hair. He hands me a leather-bound book. Organized is right. The numbers go back years, detailing a business that's gone from in the black to borderline red in the last year. A lot more money's going out than in. Business all right, Mr. Herschel?
So, Mr. Herschel is in trouble.
Business has been consistent. We're a generational store, so I inherited most of our customers, but it's wartime and Marm's birthday, so costs understandably increased. Tax increases are expected this time of year, and they say it'll go back down after the celebrations. Right, Miss Sulzer?
We'll know soon. For now, don't worry your head over it. At least until after Marm's birthday.
Something wrong? You seem on...
What? Am I? I mean, why would I be nervous? I'm always happy to help the does.
That's a relief. Because I would hate if my bookkeeper or I were to have made you uncomfortable in any way.
No, Miss Sulzer, you and your associate are fine. You've been pleasant, reasonable people.
Thank you, and you're very sweet. Oh, I need something for the paperwork. Who collected last month's dues? Was it Mary? Eliza?
Pearl? She's a disciplined woman, always has a firm grasp on the numbers.
Ah, of course. Giovanna, remember that name, please. I'm sure you'll see more of her work eventually.
I thought Marm's big day was supposed to be a barony-wide celebration.
Everyone has to contribute a little, or...
The price of being a tourism barony, I'm afraid. But I do hope you're getting something in return, Mr. Herschel.
Right, we get peak visitors for a month, and so that helps float the books for the rest of the year. It's been an expensive year, but it'll balance out, right, Miss Sulzer?
saw more tourists because of Mom's birthday, but they had to pay for Mom's birthday.
Eventually, darling.
Everything's in order.
Oh, good. Happy to be of service.
Despite the reprieve, he keeps throwing quick glances Sophie's way. His mouth is a wavering line, from open to closed, fighting between speaking his mind and risking his head. He's scared, but it wasn't Soph he was watching like a hawk. There's something else on this shivering pup's mind. Maybe he was hiding something? Something that wasn't on the books.
Where are you going? Please?
Something on your mind? You don't need to worry. I've already said you're clean. I trace my hand over piles of baubles and goods, my eyes tracing the pipes on the ceiling. But what's this? This doesn't seem to lead to anything.
Giovanna, the books are good.
Sophie's tone said more than her words. Was she hiding something too? Maybe I play with her for a change.
I want information.
The false pipe opens easy, revealing several rolled wads of cash. On closer inspection, they're currencies from other baronies. Bradford bills, dented dollars, and old goldens? Now, these weren't on the books. Mr. Herschel, are we going to have to talk about? Sophie walks over and looks at the cash before forcefully returning the pipe to its position as guard over the stash.
Didn't I tell you she was good, Herschel? Unfortunately, the poor thing was dropped on her head as a child. That's led to some gaps in her skill. Come on, Giovanna. Time to go.
I consider for a moment stubbornly staying put, locking my heels and acting more the petulant child than an accountant. Sophie sees my internal conflict and leans in.
You can't take everything, Gia.
Our conversation ends with a clatter. A display of cans scatters over the floor like a string of ripped beads. The culprit attempts to put them back, big wet eyes begging for help.
Excuse me? Ma'am? Can you help me, please?
Gosh darn it! Jenna, you're supposed to be banned.
Herschel shoos the girl out, alternating between fixing the display and apologizing to the customer. Exactly what the girl wanted. She slips out, wallet in hand.
Let's take a detour, shall we? I'd like to follow up with that one.
And do what? Cover for pickpocketing?
Do I look like I carry a pair? But if it'll put your mind at ease, I don't plan on spiriting anyone away against their will. I just want to talk.
And I have to deal with pickpocket faster than this graffiti artist.
I catch sight of a mess of blonde hair. She bounds towards a narrow lane, steps as soft and quick as an alley cat. But Sophie's already one step ahead. The girl skitters back, all but hissing.
Let me go! I'll scream. I mean it.
Easy, kid. We just want to talk.
Nuh-uh. I didn't do anything. You're just picking on me because of stupid Mr. Herschel.
You look pretty chipper for a kid in tears.
I cleaned up my face really, really fast.
I wouldn't trust a doe on a good day, but the underground vouched for her. I decide to see how different she is from her sisters.
Well, of course you didn't. If you had, there'd be evidence. Such as your hair, or your pocket, or... Oh, what's that in your shoe?
How did you... Is it because you're a doe? Can all does do that?
With enough practice. Now, about that wallet.
Take it. There wasn't much in it anyway.
The girl defiantly holds out the wallet with shaky fingers. Sophie leans down, all her attention on the girl.
What's your name, miss?
Jenna. Jenna Campbell.
Well, Jenna, why don't you hold on to it? You earned it after all, like a true Dreamlander.
Aha! Thank you, Miss Salter.
So, that's it? You chase her down, exchange a few words, and send her off with a pat on her head?
Yes. We investigated a problem, and I determined it wasn't worth further action. Besides, that barely had enough to last a day.
We had to return that wallet to its owner.
The girl's a wisp, floating from window to window, as though she'd blow away at the slightest breeze. Finally, she finds rest at an unattended crate she unceremoniously marks with an X. An easy target.
Hello, darling.
Despite a welcome as inviting as a river in summer, the girl plunges into terror. Her hollow eyes well with the knowledge she's been caught red-handed. Hey, easy, kid. No one's in trouble. You were just drawing a picture.
Yes.
This looks like an interesting work in progress. Were you going to sign it, Miss...
Winnie.
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Winnie. What were you drawing before we interrupted?
It's for my friends.
By yourself? They putting you up to something?
No, not they're good friends. They helped me. I can't do anything for them except draw.
She's either got angels looking out for her, or the devil's looking for an easy mark. I lean down to her left. Okay, I believe you. But remember something. Friends don't let friends get pinched. She holds my gaze, still and silent. However, she nods without a tremor. A word of advice, kid. One mark's a coincidence. The same one over and over will get you caught. You want to keep drawing? Change it up. Use different shapes or colors, or make a code. With only a nod, the wisp drifts off to other haunting grounds.
That was sweet. See a little of yourself in her?
Something like that. You learn to scrape by in the burrows, too. The days were harsh enough with trash raining down on us, but at least we had family to rely on. I only hope Winnie's friends are worth the trust.
Well, that takes care of the neighborhood. Enjoying the sights?
It's something, I'll give you that much.
Good, because our next stop is less scenic. It's a walk, but I'm sure you'll manage.
Another shop?
The errand. Also, it's off the beaten path, so try to keep your wallet stowed away.
I'll check shops before entering alleyway.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Show me what you've got.
We have a little bit of everything.
This will be higher DPS than this improved Gatling gun. Large concealed storage compartment and medium armor. Better healing skill. Yeah, I already have this one. This one is interesting. $151. I see. Nothing to sell.
Don't be a stranger.
And the turbo engine. Improved repulsors. My repulsors give only 4 APs, and this one gives 4 APs. Projectile damage is the most common, but weight is very high, plus 8 weight. And this one is only 4. And better caltrop. And new vehicles. This sedan has plus 5 AP bonus. And 12 weight allowance. And this flatbed has 3 bonus also. And this is just fan. With more weight allowance. Slots are same, I think. Yes. Slot distributions are same. But these tests are slightly different, I think. And I don't have money to buy these vehicles now. So let's just leave. Let's get into the alleyway.
She leads me through a gaping, darkened opening going down. Each step turns golden light into sickly yellow. Narrowing corridors close around us, and steel plating becomes brittle under our... My foot goes through a step. I scream. Visions of falling tens of feet below play through my head until Sophie catches me.
Careful, darling. The island's still settling.
Yeah, I figured. This place is falling apart.
It is, isn't it? Anyway, watch your step. There might be more. Oh, and if you hear anything from above, move.
Finally, we hit rock bottom. We're surrounded by warped walls and lost dreams. The neighborhood's a crushed ceramic, swept out of sight and tiptoed around by the few who remain. Madonna, what happened? I haven't been in Dreamland in a while, but I don't remember there being this many street kids, or this much decay.
Well, Giovanna, when most of the neighborhood moves out, that leaves vacancies. It's reasonably safe if you have nowhere else. Just mind the cracks.
What happened? She looks at me with as much sympathy as you'd give a child learning Santa doesn't exist before she directs my gaze upward.
Do you see the island to the left? Above the old grocer's. Imagine putting it flush against another island. Good. Now what if you slam them together?
She gives me time to piece it together. It's not a pretty puzzle. You said you were checking in with the street kids. Meeting with anyone in particular?
Not yet. For now, we observe. Don't want to scare the little dears.
I look down the hole and feel the world spin. It's an endless shaft of islands jutting in and out, ever downward with barely a hint of sky. Something carved through the upper floors with the grace of a butcher, leaving everything from the neck down barely in one piece.
Miss Salter! Are you recruiting for the school? Please, would you consider my niece? She isn't well, but she's smart and diligent. I can...
I'm sorry, Mr. Brown, but you know I can't. Marm's very particular about who she lets in.
Miss, are you with the Does? Could you put in a word for my niece? Please? She's only 9.
What? She not criminal enough for you? Or is it that she has family?
By the look of her, you know as well as I do that there's nothing there. Maybe a confidence woman with those eyes, but she doesn't need the trade schools for that. Marm only takes those who show promise, or who truly need an escape.
For a second, I'm back with my folks in Zio. They were arguing about me smuggling. Zio Alfonso argued I deserve my shot. I almost echo the words until Sophie shakes her head. Slight, but firm. Sorry, pal. Not my call. His head sinks, and he leaves without another word.
No, Winnie. You're supposed to trip, shoulder catch, then pull.
It's a classroom of 3. Based on her hand stuck in the other girl's pocket, Winnie's batting low marks.
Just give up already. She's hopeless.
So, they are teaching pickpocket.
No, she's not. Winnie found the open window. And unlike you, she can do numbers. Winnie, how much more do we need for today's haul?
Today's haul.
5, 30, 40 cents.
You're always babying her. Who cares if she can count? If she can't steal, she's useless.
They're careless, cruel words spoken with the confidence that no one will argue back. However, Winnie's hands form tiny fists pressed firmly against her coat.
Ah, someone's angry. Tell me, how do you see that shaking out?
Sorry, are you asking me to bet on kids fighting?
It's just a question, darling. Not everything has to be so mercenary.
The kid's not stupid. Throwing the first punch looks bad, no matter how much they deserve it.
Quite unfairly, too. But blending in is the right play. After all, who would you prefer by your side? An even-tempered treasurer? Or a talentless, penniless bully?
Hey, lady. Want to see a magic trick? I can make a coin disappear before your eyes.
He is just a thief, but it's only $1.
All right, here.
Thank you. You see your coin here? I'm going to say the magic words. Abracadabra, abracadabra. On the count of 3, this coin will disappear. 3, 2, 1.
He fulfills his promise with a bolt down the street, taking my coin with him. A mess of wild hair and thrashing limbs hit the wall. Despite the older boy having inches on her to dangle the wallet, Jenna's got him treated.
Get off me, you ugly little harpy! You're clawing up my...
She rakes her nails deep into his fleshy forearm and he howls. His claws uncurl, dropping the wallet with a pitiful thud.
Freak! This is why no one wants you!
While he scampers off to lick his wounds, there's no triumph or joy. Angry tears trickle around the corners of Jenna's eyes as she retrieves her battered, flattened prize.
All of that fuss over pennies. I wouldn't be surprised if she's made an enemy for life.
Rather she end up a target for life instead. Sophie looks from Jenna to me with a slow, warm smile.
Honestly, she should have hit harder. The only way to make sure a pest stays down is by smashing them.
Sophie's a piece of gold in a muddy river. Every street we walk, every urchin we talk to, leaves ripples of fear and hunger. Some shirk back, but too many tiny, starved faces follow our every move. Sophie looks back like she's picking cards at the table. When she stops, they scramble over dirt and limb to be a glint in her eye. Sophie, why aren't you telling me about this?
There's another step to community management. You see, checking in, enforcement, and education are all part of it. But we also find potential. Marm tells me we have an opening in the Does. And I owe her a recruit before the end of the day. From what I've seen, I believe Jenna or Winnie will do.
So that's it then? This whole guided tour was a front for snatching kids?
Don't be such a sanctimonious sap. You chose to tag along. You must have heard the stories. Or did you seriously believe everything we do involves a smile and a gun?
If I'm a sap, what does that make you? You might be with the underground, but you and Marm are cut from the same cloth. The temperature drops faster than a fall through the waters of Old Coney Island.
Gia, do you know what it's like to never feel full? To know you could cut every purse, sell every paper, shine every shoe, and still be poor in every way that matters? You want to feel righteous? Then you can decide. Who deserves a warm bed and a meal?
Winnie is smart and she does not steal. But for recruit, Jenna is better recruit for criminal organizations. But question is, who deserves warm bed and meal? I'll pick Winnie.
I take in the faces around me, each echoing a desperate yearning. They really want to be like her, but I know who it has to be. The one with hollow eyes that fill with every flutter of Sophie's cape. There are plenty of sharks on the street. If anyone needs the does in their corner, it's Winnie.
They will. Believe what you will about the does, but she will learn to stand on her own.
She approaches the girl. Winnie's caught mid-float, torn between flight and grounded confusion, until Sophie leans down with a smile and a casino chip.
Hello, Winnie. Would you like somewhere to stay tonight? There's a steeple in the old brewery district. Show this to the front, and they'll get you settled with a nice hot meal and a bed after they show you around. And if you stay, we can discuss schooling.
Winnie's pale face is a wordless cry of fear. Fear that this isn't real. Fear of what happens if she takes that chip. But her hand still hovers over the token, unsure of what to do.
This isn't an order. It's simply an offer. Although I hope you say yes. The choice is yours.
The silence fills with something new. Winnie's frail fingers grab the chip like a freshly born soul reaching for the light.
Thank you.
Winnie's off, carried by hope and a ticket to a new life. Sophie's feet weigh like concrete heels, dragging her towards the open bar top.
Is it true? Winnie's gone?
Sorry, Jenna. I think you will be very great criminal.
Yeah. You two close?
Not really, but she was one of us. We look out for each other. No one else does. And you've seen her. She wasn't good. But she'll be okay, because she's going to be a doe. The Dreamland does rule the barony. No one lays a stinking hand on a doe, or yells at them, or takes from them.
Thank you, darling. It smells as wonderful as always. Here, your usual.
She hands the shopkeep a fat envelope, and he takes a walk. The bar's emptied of everyone except for the dough and 2 pieces of cake. She motions me toward an empty seat.
Here, bee sting cake, the best in the lowers. The owner's been making it for years. At least as long as his deliveries arrive.
I take a bite. Caramelized almonds and vanilla cream linger on my tongue. A sweet balm to a bitter moment.
It's good, isn't it? I try to stop by every time I patrol Downtown Exchange. Takes the edge off.
For a while, The only things that pass between us are the soft clinking of dull cutlery on chipped porcelain and the scent of honey.
I don't enjoy it, you know.
Which part?
Recruitment. It may come as a surprise, but the leader of the Does does have some inkling of what awaits our recruits.
She skewers an almond. Still angry, but I doubt I'm the one who she wants to snap. Then why do it?
Because the Baron and her Does make hard decisions every day. It's part of our charm. Along with the hope that if lost girls like us can make it, anyone can. After all, a Doe might face a bullet, become a cutthroat, or perform unwanted tasks. But that's business. A little discomfort for an extra 10, 30, 60 years of life.
I feel a lull in her speech, a silent invite. Is she looking for validation or an alternative? Let's say you weren't a doe. Where would you go?
I'm not entirely sure. I've been a pickpocket since before I could walk.
Humor me. Right now, if you could be anywhere else, where would it be? She nudges an almond speck through a streak of cream.
You know, I've never seen a real beach. Coney Islands is so artificial. But I'd need something to keep myself busy once the novelty of sunshine and waves wore off.
My Zio could never sit still either. Always picked up a new hustle whenever he traveled.
A gentleman of culture. Wherever I'd be, it'd certainly be different.
The clinking stops. She stares deep into the empty plate like it's a scrying mirror.
You know, despite everything, I admire Marm. Whatever she is now, she'll always be the lost girl who climbed her way to the top of the lowers. And she brought us with her.
Then why'd you join the underground?
'Cause as brilliant as Marm is, she's always been hungry. We all are. But not all of us have the power to wreck our home while chasing a self-destructive whim.
She jabs an accusatory fork at the floor. A gaping wound whistles back at us, lined by debris and fresh cracks. Injuries that mirror the plaza's caved-in buildings and broken pillars. Marm caused that island tremor.
Indirectly, of course. But when you recklessly expand your territory past its limits, there are costs. And the costs are growing by the day.
Dreamland's the richest barony in the lowers. If anyone can afford a patch job, it's you.
Oh, we try. Think of Dreamland as a stack of spinning plates. Impressive, but prone to shattering. You see, Marm has a dream. She's always wanted to be the woman behind the biggest, wealthiest barony in the city. And it broke her up when she had to shelve it.
Not by choice, from the sounds of it.
No, it was island capacity. At least until someone gave her Aether powerful enough to support every island you could dream of. Marm saw her chance and declared us back in business.
I've heard a lot of things about Marm, but stupid's never been one of them. What'd she get out of breaking her barony?
The chance to win one last gamble. How grand can she make Dreamland while she's still able?
Swell. So if she's playing for bragging rights, what'd she get if she loses?
Honestly, I doubt she thinks she can. But Marm is Marm. And she's never been one to call the game early.
Something rings familiar. A new, more powerful Aether. This new Aether, it happened to be red?
Red Aether again here.
I see you've heard of it. Apollo warned me White Street has something similar. A new kind of Aether weapon?
Had. It blew up with Eli. She taps a delicate, expectant finger. I changed topics before she could ask me about a melted wreck of blood-stained metal. Something's always bothered me about White Street. How'd they get their hands on a souped-up piece of Aether tech anyway?
I assume they shared Marm's supplier. Whoever they are.
Surprised Marm never told you.
So someone is distributing Red Aether tech.
Marm's frustratingly tight-lipped about her VIPs. But rest assured, if I knew who they were, they'd receive a personal tour of the Underline.
Why? You think they set Marm up?
An excellent question. What I do know is this. Marm would have retired a satisfied woman if someone hadn't baited her with the promise of one more island.
All right. Let's say we steal Marm's money and stop her expansion. You still haven't said a word about what happens afterward.
Well, this is the lowers. Shooting the Baron and swapping them out with someone new is quite traditional.
Look, Sophie, I get it. You don't know me, but you either trust me enough to give me a straight answer, or you don't. My words put a wrinkle in her practiced spiel. For a moment, she looks just as unsure as I am.
And I'll give you this. No. If we succeed, I won't become Baron. My sisters would never stand for it, let alone the Underground or you. However, I have no intention of letting Dreamland become another White Street.
Okay. Thanks for the honesty.
Excellent. Now then, shall we go somewhere private to finish our earlier conversation? And I imagine our mutual friends will want to report.
Fine. I've got to stop back home anyway. What Sophie said hangs over my thoughts like a storm cloud. There's something more to this red Aether. And Nellie's been mum on the details ever since Eli's parade. I think it's time I got some answers. My trip is interrupted by one of Marm's patrol cars, piloted by a tough-eyed enforcer wearing an overstarched uniform. Good afternoon, ma'am. What seems to be the problem?
You're the problem. This car is in direct violation of Baron Magdalene Weiss's anti-blight ordinance. I let you drive a rusted-out, rattle-can junker like this around Dreamland. It reflects poorly on all of us.
Anti-blight ordinance? Cute. Do you make up an official-sounding name for every con you run on unsuspecting motorists? Or do you have a list?
Oh, you're clever, aren't ya? Oh, you're clever, are ya? Got everything all figured out. Shame you're not in charge. I am. And if I say your car's a clanking clunk of rust that needs to clear the road, that's what you'll do.
Beg your pardon, ma'am, but what specifically is the enforcer rocks back on their heels, giving my car the side-eye as they pace slowly around the vehicle. With a flash of his truncheon, he cracks open the driver's side tail light.
See that? That's a safety violation. And it's exactly the kind of broke, low-brow claptrap we don't tolerate here in Dreamland. There's gonna be a fine.
I fight.
You think I'm some silly girl you can take for a ride? I'm 8-Shot Randazzo. You don't want any piece of this.
All right, boys. We've got a troublemaker. Round her up.
That didn't work out like I hoped. Grimly, I punched the throttle, knowing the patrol will be on me in seconds. I should have just paid up. Keep your head down, Zio always said, or there's a price to pay. Well, I'm paying it now.
Okay. They are quite weak, I think. Repulsor Nova. Has very small AoE. They said AoE medium. I think this is not medium. This is small AoE. here. Oh, that was a mistake. Let's just heal my friends.
I'm clear of my pursuers for now, but I can feel the heat still clinging to me like a soft glowing coal fire. There's more where that came from if I don't cool it off somehow.
Ah, Gia. I see you brought a guest, though not one unwelcome. It's nice to see you outside of the negotiating table, Sophia.
Okay. I'll continue my play in my next video. See you next time.